How to make an appointment with the careers advisor. There's two ways. Your child can go to student services and say, hello, can I have an appointment with the careers advisor, please? Or they can come and speak to me. I don't think I look very scary, but you never know. And just come and say hello to me. And say, Mr. Harrison, can I have an appointment with the careers advisor? The other thing I should give you probably is the email of the careers advisor. So it's RAS hyphen, so sort of the dash, E.Taylor, TAYLOR, at ralphallensschool.com. And so you can always contact the careers advisor that way individually. So so plenty of ways. You do all three if you want. Go to student services, come to me and email Ms. Taylor, and she'll have no chance of escaping that way. So I'm not familiar with the different qualifications, how they affect university. How do I find out more? Great question. They shouldn't affect university too much. So the major difference between BTEC and GCSE is that BTEC is generally more vocational. What that means is it's more coursework based, so slightly more practical, hands-on. There is an exam, but there's much less of a weight to the exam. In terms of how they affect university, generally speaking, the most important thing for university offers will be what subjects you took at A-level. Having said that, obviously there are times when maybe there are two students who both have got identical A-levels, and the differentiating factor might be the GCSE grades they've studied, or the GCSEs or other courses. But those would be more likely to be for highly competitive courses such as kind of medicine potentially, or if you're applying to Oxbridge. And even then, the more important thing will be the grades. So the greater the grades, the better really, rather than picking certain subjects. I hope that makes sense. Are our children going to be taught study skills? Yes. So at the moment, current year 10 and current year 11 have a lesson fortnight in which they are given kind of time to practice their study skills and learn independent learning. We haven't yet finalized the curriculum for next year. So I don't know whether that will be able to continue. It depends slightly on capacity. However, regardless, in PSHE and throughout year 10 and 11, through tutor times and through assemblies and drop-down days, etc., your children will be taught revision skills. We do an evening at the start of year 10 that I lead. There's an evening at the start of year 11. There are lots of support put in place to help guide students to being effective learners. Okay, got a couple more here. Ms. Carson, will students have regular assessments to monitor progress throughout year 10 and 11 so they know where they are, and so do we? Yes. Yes, they will. So we obviously have our regular assessment cycle. That's how often we report back to you. I believe, so to give you context, in year 11 did a mock exam in November, which was fed back to parents. Year 11 had a data drop a few weeks ago. So kind of how they're getting on, are they on target, some comments, that kind of thing. I think that's just being released to parents now. Year 11 will have another mock exams in March that will go back to parents. So there are quite regular opportunities for us to feed back to you on progress. And you can always contact, if you want more frequently than that, you can always contact the teachers, because the teachers will have been assessing more than that, but probably smaller assessments. So yeah, absolutely loads of opportunities to find out, is your child on target? I believe there was one above. Bear with me a second, sorry. How can we find out what grades our child is on target for to help with our choices? That should have been published back in the reports previously. So it would say kind of on, below, or above expected progress. I think that came out in the December reports. But Parents' Evening is a brilliant opportunity next week. So, in that you're able to say how they're getting on, whatever, how is little Billy getting on in food or in geography? Is he on target? Is he not on target? And would you recommend that he takes geography for GCSE? When will they get more homework? They seem to get very little. Good question. I would hope they're not getting very little, but I obviously can't speak for everyone. They will get slightly more homework at year 10 and 11. I think naturally they will get more homework. And one of the things that we will look at is kind of what we do next in terms of homework. Where we are at now is we use Microsoft Teams, but one of the drawbacks of Microsoft Teams is that obviously as parents, you're not able to log in and see what's been sent. It's only visible if the child logs in. So kind of the flip side of that is, the benefit of Microsoft Teams is if we were to enter remote learning, everyone is set up and ready to go on a system. Fingers crossed in the near future, maybe that won't be the case and we can then look at, what platform would be best. But I would hope that they're getting an adequate amount of homework. Certainly if you want to send your child to speak to me or you want to send me an email, I can look into that and find out if there is a bit of an issue there. Will we be able to see their work? Do you mean will we be able to see the students who are currently taking arts work, or do you mean will we be able to see our child's artwork? I think what would be best is at parents' evening, I'll ask Miss Lundy and the rest of the art department to have a couple of pieces of exemplar work available. And because parents' evening is virtual, that should mean Miss Lundy can just screen share and show you some if you request it. All right, well, I hope that's everything. I'll stay online for a couple more minutes in case a question suddenly pops into your head. But otherwise, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.